Uh, Much to say today because where we're at, and it's sort of like a bit of like my testimony and that. I started a walkabout many years ago, as like the Aborigine did too. Search for the truth, never realising that the truth was always inside. Yeah, I was around a campfire once. Freedom doesn't know till freedom comes. I am freedom. I know the meaning to the song now. So I go, must be one of the luckiest mans around, having spent a day with Jesus and trying to show you how he's been divide and conquer, even how religions have got the wrong God, and this and that, and it's just reality, mate. Divide and conquer. We I've got two stones here. So hanging out with Jesus for the day. One of the rooms in his house, there was a picture there, and it was a picture of Jesus holding a stone like this, and hand painted. And he said to me, "What do you think Jesus is thinking right now?" This was looking at a picture of Jesus holding a stone in the hand like this. At the time I couldn't give him the answer, so still got to keep on living and learning. And years later I found this is my heart in my hand. There's these mythical stories of these stone faces and this and that, and they say in your scriptures, head to the hills, but don't turn around because you'll turn into stone if you look on her face. As many did. Yeah, well, it's all just another mystery out there, what these, so just hanging out with him for that day, and the most humblest man, is how I'm telling you how you've been tricked. And the Jews, their God, they pray to Yeshua. There's many of you over the net been portrayed by this other guy who's giving their blood up to intent to Yeshua, the all supreme one, bringing heaven to give heaven on earth, blah blah blah, and giving their blood up. Like, hey, I'm showing you the real way, the truth. But I walk to heaven, okay? That's how I know, and how I know how Jesus showed himself to me as yes. So we're talking and all this and that, and I am and I live in existence of this mechanism at the time, mechanism of life today, and he expressed to me of the organism, and so now I've discovered I am living in existence of this organism of life today. Powers to be, all this sort of things, why they try and bring the denominator at the first sound as a real low pitch to find it hard for you to find your way out. But the first sound the soul made was a as I said before. But with Jesus showing me this, and me knowing the truth now, and so he's at the table and I'm saying I am this and that, and yes, blah, you can be whatever. So I'm sitting here as God then. Oh well, you can be whatever. Mythical things, hard to understand at the time, and this and that. 17 years later, you start pondering over things and this and that. Battles, like I said to you, WHY, the word what nearly made me go crazy. It's the self-doubt and judging yourself, like they say, they shall not judge, but it's even deeper than that. Like, it's even within yourself. And to see the doorways will open up, and it's your destiny, it's your reality and the truth. I know even the elite got it all wrong, because as he sat there, his face here, and well, it's like a soul. What I see these souls, I've seen land come out of the sea, and there's these black shadows standing around a fire, and I see that as you guys' souls standing looking upon the fire, and all the trees were all exactly the same, and the land just carried on, and the fires here with more souls around those, and other fires over there with more souls around those. Well, you know, it's all part of a mystery there, and this and that. Like, we're going to share more about that over on the island. But so Jesus, how he showed himself to me, he's got his hoodie on like I have right now. His whole face turned into the dimension of what I see as a soul. But he was a lot different than like how I say this land coming out and all these souls around the fire and that black shadows. Well, his one was more defined, like the pureness, the humbleness, the love, and everything else what he carried. He was once a preacher even in his life, this life here where I met him, and now he's well, I can't really say too much, but like an organic farmer, okay, because I have been there once before with somebody else, and the whole place turned into mist and this and that, and nobody was there, as in no one was there, okay, and yeah, it just showed me of the other presence what live around me at the time. As yesterday I was in hell, okay, I just put it to you like that. So he keeps himself hidden. He needs to be kept hidden. So he had the blackness like those souls, but the other thing what was alive in him was what I see as the Spirit, as the Holy Spirit has shown itself 2 times to me in my life. My mother too just told me not long ago when she was a child she's seen the same thing, and the Holy Spirit looks like a cloud of atoms and molecules in the form as like a floating cloud and just hovering over the ground, you know, and it's shown itself to me in a couple of times, but I could go into. But anyway, we're talking about Jesus, and inside his black soul was all glitters, and I could. That's what's happening at the moment with what's coming and all, and yeah, well, do I tell him now? Okay, there's these boxes, and a lot of essence are trapped in it, okay, and that's just one way of describing it. So Jesus says, I seen him with those glitters and all that, and so then as I walked to heaven, the last things what came to me were 4 of them. 4 of them appeared, black shadows with all these glitters. I caught your comment, I'll get back. I see these 4 shadows with all these glitters in them, as Jesus showed me he was one of them, and they appeared, and then I appeared in Shangri-La. You give it a name, heaven, Shangri-La. It's just a happy, beautiful place. But what I've discovered in this world, there's a false heaven, guys. There's a false one, but then it's all about a balance, you know, because some know the truth, but they're just waiting, you know, and as I see what I'm doing here, speaking right now, I'm making that happen, you know, and when I came up with the dates, 28th of May Day, 28th of May 2018, as I was putting that comment out, I took on Hala when I swam with the dolphins, and Facebook killed Hala, and that's all a thing what I'm trying to show you is on your faces. If you really realise the identity, the darkness, the shadow, and then the truth of with the light, what's inside it. And so I passed those 4, and then I'm in heaven, and there's no time there. How I see this, there was a sound behind me, like I'd describe it like a giant pendulum, or another description of a flying angel coming down, and next second, after the next second, after the next second, it's going to pick me up and carry me away. Well, I'm still here, so I've got plenty much more to do, and that's what it's all about. And so the Mayday was just something what I've taken into account, because I've honestly died 3 times that I've known of, okay? They have even tried to kill me. I'm going to call it the Lord, but some of you might think, oh, if I say it was a dark force, oh no, this guy's into something else. But it saved my life from one time when they tried to kill me. The horse was going for my head, my right hand, where I can't lift these fingers properly, lifted itself off, took the full force, instead of my brain splattered everywhere, broke them deadly in half, and that's how come I've seen this other false world, a white box, your false heaven, but we're going to get these things right, okay? It's all for a reason. Nostradamus, he talked to these things, and how some things are like a mystery, and everything like that. So, on the comments of May Day, the 28th of May, somebody got back to me and go, hey, you know that adds up to on those dates 6 something 6 or something like that, blah blah. Well, that does, it comes out again, like how I said, Rakino, it actually means in Māori bad sun. Well, doesn't that make look like that day's bad, and the 666 on that date's bad? I never planned this, okay, that date, guys, because I found this balance, and I let some of these powers to be, you know, it's got a lot to do with this matrix and everything like that, the harp, the CERN, and what people don't realise, when everyone must and warns people, oh, the robot could one day come out and start shooting you on the street, that this other thing is called singularity. You have to be realised that it's kicked in so much fast, and of all the falseness, and just take it. Mayday has really sped this thing right up, even more so. You can see it in the skies and everywhere, and this and that. Well, the powers to be gave me that date, okay? As I've died 3 times, and like one of the time, you look down on top of this, down to this world, it's like a TV screen, everybody's running around. Well, this guy went to kill me, blah blah blah, or take me out, and the blonde hair and the blue-eyed guy both together, and the blonde hair guy, blue eye, really out with me, blah blah. So the sea brought me back, okay? I lived. And he's running back saying that I'm a murderer, okay? So I see the lies what get made up and this and that. Hey, they were going to come and take me out, so that's like killing me. My reactions was just totally reaction. I'm near the sea, there's surf and this and that, and when I'm out like that, looking down, I'm seeing the lies and the running around, the TV's, it's like a TV and everything, and then I come back to in my body, and the waves are crashing over me, my pockets are full with sand, and off I'm walking, and blood's pouring out of the side of my head because I got king hit from these two guys who've just come up to roll me. No accordance with me, I was just some guy who's just swimming in the beach. It's what I used to do at times if I felt I was getting drunk at a nightclub or something on Sunshine Coast or the Gold Coast, and just walk across the sea and sober yourself up a bit because you don't want to be too much like that. I've had in Sydney once, I got spiked with the Muslims, and I wake up on a beach again on Christmas Day with thousands of tents around me, not knowing how I got there and this and that, and but it's how I found I'm immortal, and this force and all, and it's really strongly around our family. Adam described it the other day, and he goes, it's like a curse, eh? And far I never looked at it like that, but some may see it like that, but it's saved my life. Like, the brains would have been splattered everywhere. So so the powers that be came across with that date, then 666. So what's happening to me on that date, so just so you guys could be aware of, and why WHY, the answer to it, is what I'm seeing of it is I'm going in for an operation on that day, so I'm going to be put under and blah blah. And as I've found how to travel out of your body and stuff like that, yeah, well, that mystery is whatever's going to fold that day, that's that day. But powers that be made the dates, okay, and what I'm going to do on that date, that's I am love, and I'm for peace, and yeah, love all creations, great and small, because even things what went wrong, for the balance to come right, has to be sorted out. Like evil, take that word, evil, turn it around the other way. It says live. Do you think it's turned around the other way for any reason? Like to say live evil or evil live? No. It's just to show you what's opposite to evil is to live. Evil's, that's the negative side, and this balance, it's like seeing it all and knowing the true way to live in peace and harmony.